Hi guys, it's April and I have another Sevenwaters book to talk about today. I will do this review the same way I do all of my other reviews. I will have the non-spoilery section up front, followed by the word dump of things that happen while I read these books that probably contain spoilers. I will let you know when that transition happens in case you don't want to spoil yourself, but the fact that Heir to Sevenwaters by Juliet Marillier is book number 4 in a series, there's going to be spoilers. I'm sorry. If you haven't read the first part of the Sevenwaters series, I highly recommend that you do. This is by far one of my favorite series to read because just the way Marillier writes and the characters Marillier writes is just, I love it to death, and this book is no different. I'm already getting into this review and I haven't even really started the review. Heir of Sevenwaters follows Clodagh, who is one of the daughters of Sevenwaters. You get to follow her on this adventure to save her little brother Finbar. You actually get to dive into the realm of the Fae folk, and of course there's a little romance involved. It's beautiful, it is amazing. It follows all of Juliet Marillier's writing style, all of her character building. Clodagh is more of a homely girl compared to a lot of the other main characters that Juliet Marillier has written about in the past, but she has a strength that grows throughout this journey to find her brother, and I just like seeing more of the Fae world and seeing how there may be more going on in that realm that is affecting Sevenwaters as a whole. Now this story has a lot of bits and elements of things like Eros and Psyches, of East of the Sun, West of the Moon. It's more of that journey to get someone back and having to do tasks to accomplish such things and to convince certain people that, I don't want to spoil it, but it has a lot of those elements. This is why I really like this story. This is, I think, the last book that I have actually read in the Sevenwaters series. I didn't think I'd read it, and then I started reading it and it all started flying back, and it deals with changelings, it deals with this hero quest. It's about a girl finding her inner strength, discovering what she wants out of life, and I enjoy it so much. So if you haven't read this book yet in the Sevenwaters series, I highly recommend that you do. It is just a journey and a half, and I like it, and I always recommend things I like because I'm done. This is more of a babble than a review, and I sort of apologize for that, but not really. So this is the point in which I am just gonna let some words out. They may or may not contain spoilers. Most likely they will, because I'm gonna be talking about events that happen in the book, so yes. Now, one of the things that really grabbed me in this story right here is the fact that her brother ends up being named Finbar. And Finbar is one of my favorite brothers from the original story, the first Sevenwaters family that we followed. The beginning of the family tree that I know. Just seeing it start coming full circle, I think, is so much fun. The fact that they did know Finbar when they were younger, and then of course his tragic ending, but then Finbar almost gets a new life. I like it. And then we're bringing in changelings. And the fact that she gets so attached to this changeling child, and she's the only one who can see this babe, and no one believes her, which almost grates me a little bit because this is a family that I've grown up with that have seen all of these magical things, and for whatever reason, they just can't understand or fully grasps what is going on. They put blinders on. But the family history, why wouldn't you believe her for something like this? That grated on me the most, because with all the stuff that has happened in this family tree, why would this be strange? But I guess sometimes in the heat of the moment, when your child is kidnapped and you realize there's a bunch of sticks and twigs, what should have been your child, that could be a little weird. It's just, nah. And while the romance in this book didn't quite build how I like a lot of her earlier romances in this series, I did enjoy it because it's that, you know, standoffish guy who's got this broken past. It's that stereotype that sometimes is just so much fun to go back to for whatever reason, and it made my heart happy. And like I said, you have elements of Eros and Psyche and of East of the Sun, West of the Moon, where she has to go back and she has to convince him that you need to come with me. You need to remember me. This is me. So overall, as you can tell, I really like this book. And if you have thoughts on this story, tell me down below, and I heart your beautiful faces.